Hello and welcome to the Ally Invest Service Show. My name is Brian Overby. I'm with Ally Invest and I'll be your host for today's show. On our show today, our theme is going to be trading within the Ally mobile app. Today we have with us Tamara Golub from our Ally Invest customer service desk. Tamara will be demoing the Ally Invest mobile app trade screens. But with that mentioned, our viewers are the ultimate drivers of the content of this show. If you have any general questions about the platform, please start by putting them in the chat box on the right-hand side of the screen. I have to point out for privacy concerns that we can only answer general questions about the platform, and please do not put in account information or contact information into the chat box at all. The goal of our show is to help out as much as we can in this open platform without compromising the safety or security of your accounts. So with that said, before I get to any of the questions that you're putting in the chat box right now and pass it over to Tamara, I have to say, Tamara, we have a very big event that's happening. This Tuesday, the 20th, there's a stock split in NVIDIA. And the price of NVIDIA will be reflected as of Tuesday. So how will this affect our clients that own NVIDIA inside their accounts?
Thank you, Brian. Good morning, everyone. So NVIDIA is undergoing a forward stock split. This one is going to be a 4-for-1 split. With this split, the number of shares that you have in your account will be multiplied by 4. The price of the stock should reflect correctly tomorrow, July 20th, but it may take an overnight update for the number of shares to reflect correctly on your accounts. So it could be by Wednesday, July 21st. But that's what happens with the forward split, is that it is going to just multiply the number of shares, but the market value will not change on your account.
Right. Yeah. So for example, if you have $100,000 worth of NVIDIA in your account, tonight, overnight, the stock price will change, but the concept is whenever it's a split like this, that the actual market value will not change. So independent of the stock price movement, we can't control where the stock goes, but independent of that, if you had $100,000 today, tomorrow you should still have $100,000, but the price of the underlying stock is going to be divided by 4. And then also we're going to multiply the number of shares by 4. And this is a little bit different in the options trading world too. It's a 4-for-1 stock split. So if I think about the options trading, when you look at it, what's going to happen is if you have one contract, you're going to wake up on Wednesday, potentially tomorrow or Wednesday. By Wednesday, you should see 4 contracts in your account. The strike price of the option contract will actually be divided by 4. That's the exercise price, otherwise known as the strike price. And then also the price of the option contract will be divided by 4. So the concept in the options world is much the same as in the stock world. Our market value, we have $100,000 worth of it. We go to bed at night, that $100,000 is still there. And then we wake up in the morning, we still have that same market value, but we just have a lot of different components that are adding up to that same price. All right. So with that said, Tamara is going to be demoing the mobile trading app to start with. So if you have any questions about mobile, please feel free to put them in the chat box and I'll pass it back to her. Let's see what we got.
Okay, thank you. So on your mobile app, right now I'm demoing the Android mobile app. The iPhone one should be similar to the concept of how the app works. So when you log into your app, you will access your account, select your account from the snapshot page. The snapshot page can reflect your bank accounts and your investment accounts. So select the investment account that you want to go into to trade. The default page that it'll open to will be your holdings page. That'll show everything that you have on your account. To trade, you just need to select the trade tab on the bottom of your screen. And that'll take you to the default trading page. It will show you your recent searches, your watch list, and the trending securities, such as the trending by volume or trending by gain. If you don't have a specific security in mind, this is a great place to look at to see what is trending at the moment. You can select it, and it'll take you to the actual trading page. So, but if you do have a security that you are interested in purchasing, you can just click in the search box and type in the symbol that you want to trade. When you do that, one moment. So AAP, that one, just select it. It will ask you if you want to do a stock trade or an option trade. You just select one or the other, and it'll default the trading ticket to what you're trying to do. So for example, we will select stock trade today. On the trade ticket, you, again, if you change your mind and you want to do an option as well, you can change it at the top right here where it says stocks and options. You can switch over to tabs. So when you're in the stocks trading ticket, for example, you can see the price where it's trading at right here, the last price, the change, the bid and an ask. And then under the transaction, you just select in the drop-down menu whether you want to buy, sell short, or buy to cover. You just select one that you need to do for the trade that you're trying to place, and then place the number of shares or the quantity that you want. Sometimes it can default to 100, for example, on the website, but over here you can just enter the specific number of shares that you want and just click done. And you can calculate the quantity over here, or just you can do that on your own as well. And then the order type, this is where you can select whether you want this to be a market order, a limit order, a stop order, or a stop limit order. And of course, you can always come back and change it if you don't want to. Again, just to go over a little bit, market order will execute immediately at the next available market price. Limit order protects you. Basically, you put your own price. You say you only want to buy it at a specific price or better. So I like to use limit orders a lot. That way I know what I have in my account, and I just I put that number in there. And then with the limit order, you can also select the duration, which is good for today, good till canceled. But also keep in mind, this is where you can also do pre-market and post-market orders. The pre-market, that's before 9:30 a.m. from 8 to 9:30. If you put it, the order is only good just for that time, but it's only available during the pre-market hours. And once you're ready, you can just click on preview order, and it will take you to the preview order screen where you can place the order if everything looks correct on there.
All right. Excellent. Okay. Great start. We do have a question right away, actually, about where you can open accounts from. So Keem is asking, will LI be open to allowing persons from the Caribbean to open accounts? If so, when and what will be the requirements? So can someone from the Caribbean open an account right now? Do we know that answer?
That's a great question. Unfortunately, we cannot open accounts, foreign accounts at this moment. That may be something available in the future, but right now it's only available to U.S. residents, and the Puerto Rico, as far as I know, that's part of the U.S. as well.
All right. Yeah, right now we cannot open up foreign accounts. I don't know when that will change. We can't even really give you a time frame just yet. So I'm going to come back, and I'm going to actually, please put your questions in the chat box. I did receive a question recently in my email about a option trade, and I'm actually going to put that trade in the chat box. It's called a cash secured put, and I felt like maybe we want to address it on the show. So overall, the strategy is called a cash secured put. Means that you are selling a put with the intention of buying the stock at a later date at a lower price than where it's currently trading. That's the concept that's behind it. Well, one of our clients actually called up and said, I have the approval to be able to trade cash secured puts inside my individual brokerage account. But I keep getting an error every time I try to place the trade saying I don't have the approval to enter this trade. So what was going on in that trade is that this person actually had a margin feature attached to that account. So because of that margin feature, the website was assuming that this trade was going to be placed naked. Okay, so that's the backstory behind it. And I guess I'll pass it over to you, Tamara. Can you explain exactly what happened with that client and how we might be able to rectify that situation?
Yeah, certainly. So cash secured puts, as Brian mentioned, can only be placed in cash accounts. A margin account will not allow you to do that because the margin account, it uses your entire account as the margin access to give you buying power to purchase that. So you're not able to see the exact number, the cash amount that is available as such as like to use it for a cash secured put. If you still want to do a cash secured put, the best option in this situation would be to remove margin from your account. And then since you're already approved for the option level that allows you to do cash secured puts, the removing margin will allow you to do that.
All right. Yeah. So you would have to remove that margin feature from your account if that's your main goal. Now, that creates an issue because if you did want the margin feature and wanted to trade on margin, well, then in that situation, we're kind of in a pickle as far as cash secured puts are concerned and naked puts overall and the logic that's behind it. So you would have to get approval for naked put selling if you're trying to sell a put inside an account that has the margin feature. Now, I also want to emphasize that most retirement account, not most, all retirement accounts do not allow margin trading. So Roth accounts, IRA accounts, so those are all cash accounts. So selling a cash secured put, if you have the options approval to do so, is available inside these retirement accounts because they're already considered cash accounts. So if you get that approval, you can sell a put with the intention of buying the stock at the lower price. Now, I put that link if this is a little bit confusing to you or you'd like to learn more. You can always check out the options playbook. I put the link to what a cash secured put is inside the chat box. All right. So now we have one more question before we go back to the mobile app. Rick says, can you queue up pre-market orders before 8 a.m. through the desktop or mobile apps? In other words, can you place a PM order at 5 a.m. so that it will go live at 8 a.m.? And I'm assuming that's Eastern time overall. Right, Rick?
Yep.
So can you queue up pre-market orders before 8 a.m., before the market basically opens?
I can take this one. So unfortunately, you actually cannot do that. So if you're placing an order on the computer, the button that the checkbox that you can select for pre-market orders is only activated at 8 a.m. So the pre-market orders, and same thing for post-market, can only be placed during that specified time frame. Right.
And they're going to be limit orders because that marketplace is not as liquid. So you can't actually enter a market order in the pre-market. You have to determine a price before you send it to the floor. And unfortunately, if you enter an order before that 8 a.m., they're going to assume that it's going to be for the normal trading session, which opens at 9:30 Eastern time overall. All right. So put your questions in the chat box. That also applies. Well, I guess Rick was asking directly about the mobile app, but that on mobile, can we do overall? Can we trade in the pre-market or aftermarket on mobile? Do you know that answer?
You can, but again, still only during the pre-market hours and the post-market. Okay. So that would be in the under the transaction. No, I'm sorry. Under the order type, that's where you. Sorry.
I think it has to be the pre-market to show you that, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So if the market is open, you're not going to see that ability to trade pre-market, no matter if you're online or if you're online on the website or inside the mobile app.
That's overall. Right.
All right. So why don't we take a look at an option trade inside the mobile platform right now? Well, we're waiting for some more questions to come in.
All right. So The options trade is available on the trade ticket as well. As mentioned earlier, when you're selecting the security that you want to trade, you can select options trade. We can go back to that, and then you just select options trade. But if you're already on the order ticket for your security, you can just click on the options tab right here. And since we already had the Apple pulled up, you can, it already it should show for that one as well. So on the options tab, you select whether you want this to be a call and put, a covered call, or a rollover. So let's just select, we're gonna do a put, since we talked about the cash secured put. Once when this pulls up, it'll show you the options chain for the security that you have pulled up at the top, which is right now we have Apple. So the middle will show you the strike price that you want to do. The left side will show you the bid and the ask for the calls, and the right side will show you the bid and the ask for the puts. The last price, it'll also show you what it was trading at. So it's a little bit more clearer to see where you want to go below or above that. Once you're ready to select your strike price and your bid and an ask, you can just click on the actual strike or the bid or the ask that you want to do. Remember, the bid is what you will be looking at if you're selling, and the ask is what you're looking at if you are buying. So once you select, right now we selected the August 20th, $143 put. You can then choose whether you want to buy to open, sell to close, sell to open, or buy to close. So we're going to be doing a cash secured put. That'll be sell to open. Is that correct, Brian?
Yeah, if we're going to be doing a cash secured put and you do not have it in your account, so we could go through a little bit for the newbies out there. Why do they have a buy to open or a buy to close and a sell to close? Why is that an option?
If you are short the option, so if you did a covered call or a cash secured put, you would want to close that position. So if you are short, you would be buying to close that position to close that out. If you are long a position, so you have you bought the option, then you would just do sell to close that specific option.
Right. So it's a little different. I guess it's a little different in the option trading world than in the stock world, because it's very easy to sell an option contract without having that option in your account. So a lot of people do, as Tamara mentioned, you can sell covered calls, you can sell cash secured puts. And if you sell that position and you're considered short that in your account, if you're going to go out and close that position, you actually have to buy to close that position. And the options trading marketplace makes you mark that ticket that way so that the Options Clearing Corporation can actually keep track of the open interest. How many contracts out there are open on any individual option contract in general? So let's go back and let's look at, I guess we're selling a cash secured put in Apple today, right now. So I guess we'll just continue on through. How would we do it with the limit order?
All right. So once you selected the sell to open, now you can definitely you need to put in the quantity. Remember, with options, quantity of one will represent 100 shares, but that'll be one option contract. So you don't need to put down 100 in there because it already knows that one option contract is 100 shares. Next, after that, you can select the order type. This can be a market order, and it can be a stop or a stop limit. Or you can just put in your own limit price to say what you want to buy it at. It appears that this one that we selected doesn't have a bid and an ask, so it won't let me select anything. At that point, we can go back and change the chain to a different strike price or a different expiration date. Or again, you can change it to a call if you want. So it's all simple. You just click on the edit the leg option. So just click on the actual leg itself.
Right. So that option contract might be a little bit out of the money. Why don't we look at one that has a bid and ask on it right now? Let's go back to the option chain, check it out. We're still looking for your questions inside the chat box. If you would like to put them in, we're happy to address them. They can be about the mobile trading platform, any There's nothing off limits as long as it's a general question that we can answer here on this open platform. All right, so let's go back and take a quick peek. Can we edit that?
Yep. So if you want to change, you just click on the date and it moves it over to that one. So if we go back a little bit, let's just say August 6th, that's closer. The current price of Apple was around $140. So with the put, we're essentially saying that we think that the price of Apple will go down at that specified expiration date. Is that correct, Brian?
Yeah, you're saying that you would like the market to, if the market comes down to that level, I'm willing to buy that underlying stock at that price. So let's maybe look at if it's 140, let's look at a 135 strike. That'd be targeting the 135 level on the downside. So right now we're adjusting it by using the actual scroll bar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so now that she has put that option contract in, and it's a little, it's got some time value in it because we're going out to the August 6th expiration. We actually see a true bid and ask now on that underlying. We see the bid is at 178 and the ask is at 181. All right, so then we just move forward from there if we want to enter this trade. I don't think we're going to place it all the way through, but now you edited that leg and you have the sell to open, you have the limit price. Now we can click on that limit price and we make it simple for you. We put the bid, the mid, and the ask in. A lot of people like to see where the midpoint is on an option contract just to kind of know, especially in a little bit wider markets. Apple's a very liquid underlying, so we're only talking about a 3-cent difference between the two. But it does help when you have a little bit wider bid-ask spreads like you might see in a big index or a stock that's not quite as liquid as Apple. And I'll pass it back to you, Tamara.
Thank you for that, Brian. So yes, so once you're ready, you put in your quantity, what you want to do. You can then select your bid, the mid, and the ask. You can leave it at the mid, and the limit price is entered right here. Right, you can see what you enter. You can also manually put it in. You can just remove that and say, I want to sell it at $1.80, for example. It might not fill right away, but again, you can manually enter your own limit price. It doesn't have to be just at what it is over there. And once you're ready, again, with a limit order, you can select a good for the day or a good till canceled order, and then just preview order. So placing this order would give you an estimated total of about $180 credit because that's what we put in as the limit price.
And we can't preview it because this test account has a minimal amount overall. So we'll actually get not enough insufficient funds to be able to place this trade. But when our client was calling and talking a little bit about this, you got to have the approval to be able to do cash secured puts, which is the lowest level actually inside the Ally Invest live trading platform that we allow you to do. Oh, there you go. Execution of this trade may create a naked option position. So it does not allow you to do this inside the test account because this test account is not authorized to actually trade naked options or cash secured puts inside the account. So there you go. Nice. I like that adjustment. Way to throw that twist in. I appreciate that.
This is a margin account as well, even though I have less than $2,000. It's technically considered a cash account, but I have margin on the account, so it still didn't let me place the order.
All right. Overall. Okay, so any other questions that we have regarding option trading, regarding anything inside the Ally Invest platform? If not, well, we have a couple of things that are happening, and we've been mentioning them. NVIDIA has the 4-for-1 stock split, obviously. So that's going to affect a lot. It's a fairly large holding within our Ally Invest clients. Then also we have a reverse stock split that's going to be happening in a couple of weeks, and maybe we should chat a little bit about that. It's on GE, General Electric. And it's a reverse stock split, meaning that they're intending to increase the price. NVIDIA being an $800 some dollar, well, it's not quite 800 right now, but NVIDIA being just about an $800 stock is looking to reduce their price to make it more feasible for people to actually buy that, buy the stock, to be able to buy 100 shares of it. That's usually the magic number that a lot of people like to trade. On General Electric's case, they're actually going to be increasing their stock price, and that's called a reverse stock split. And I'll let Tamara talk a little bit about what happens with a reverse stock split and what our clients might expect in General Electric, another fairly large holding within Ally Invest clients.
All right. So with a reverse stock split, the number of shares that you're holding in your account will be reduced by the number that the company decides on. I don't know the specific one for the GE, but as we saw with the forward split, the number of shares is multiplied in your account. The reverse one will reduce that, but again, that does not affect your market value. So whatever, if you had $100,000 worth of GE in your account, you'll still have $100,000 worth of it. It's just that the number of shares will be lower.
Right, and the stock price will be higher overall. All right, so I think any last questions that we have available? And if not, I guess that's going to be it for this edition of the Ally Invest Daily Service Show. If you have a question, this is your last chance. This is the last call. And nothing's popping up. All right, so my name is Brian Overby. I'm with Ally Invest, and come back every Monday for our customer service show. We really appreciate all the questions. We want to try to service you as best as we possibly can in this open platform. Click subscribe, ring the bell, and you'll get all the alerts for the next Ally Invest customer service show. Thanks for coming, everyone.